All right.
Keep showing up here.
Hey, that's what the Raptors were saying after the first quarter. Who are those guys?
Yeah.
Not 2 and 9.
Yeah. So this question's for everybody then. Jonesy, I'll start with you. What do you think the key was for the Raptors' win here? One key. Everybody's going to get a key. You get a key. You get a key.
All right. Kind of kept playing.
Hey, you don't have to. When you say everybody's got a key, you don't have to explain it any further. We got it.
Degrees, college grads.
Yeah.
To me, it was the fact that, I hearken back to this all the time. They picked up the energy and they played hard. Like, I thought it was important for them to jump out of the gate tonight and punch Houston in the face.
Yeah.
A young team, feeling good after a win in Orlando, maybe smelling themselves a little bit. Punch them in the face, knock them on their wallet, and let them know there's none of that happening tonight. Instead, the Rockets put up 37 in the first quarter on 70% shooting, and it's like feeding an old dog at the back door. If you leave a few scraps out there, they're going to be coming back all the time.
Yeah.
And the Raptors could never put them away, although I will give them credit for picking it up for the other 3 quarters of the game.
Mm-hmm. Key?
It's interesting. We could talk a lot about Brett Van Vliet and OG Anunoby. They were awesome. But in a game when you don't have Pascal Siakam, you're searching.
Yeah.
And to me, you look at Otto Porter and Thad Young tonight. And again, everyone's going to talk about OG and Fred, and they were incredible. They were awesome. But I really like those 2 guys. Mm-hmm. And Chris Boucher struggled tonight. Unfortunately, Precious Chua got hurt. And it just goes to show it's nice to have those guys because they're always, Leo, in the right spot at the right time.
For sure, but when you look at this game, okay, Houston can be playing well. Eventually you're going to outfox them, outsmart them, the whole thing, but as long as you match their intensity.
Yeah.
And once the Raptors did that, there was never a doubt who's going to win, regardless of the score. You knew the Raptors would win this game. And you saw what the Raptors did moving the basketball. Young teams can't sustain that effort defensively. They might get that initial stop, but if that ball keeps moving, you dribble penetration, they break down. And Houston couldn't do anything defensively if the Raptors did that.
So you weren't surprised at the start, or you weren't worried at the start?
Was I worried? No. Was I disappointed? Yeah. That's not the way you want to start a game, right?
Yeah.
OG was awesome, Jonesy. Awesome tonight.
He held them in the game early.
Yeah. What caught your attention about his play?
All around, like he was making shots, and it's any typical basketball player. Once your offense gets going, you feel better on defense, right?
Got it.
Guy makes a shot, he's the first one back on defense. Pointing, directing traffic, home run trot. Although OG is pretty understated when it comes to that kind of stuff. And he does play hard. He played really hard tonight. He played well. And he's got great anticipatory skills. And he is in the passing lane like a cat with a ball of string. Deflections, knocking it away. I thought he singularly held them in the game by himself in the first quarter.
This is a great opportunity for him, right? With Pascal out, to be able to show that he can carry the team for stretches.
Yeah, I was chatting with Leo before about it. With Jack. That's Jack.
That's too bad.
That's Jack.
That's too bad.
Hi, Leo was talking to Jack earlier.
Twins.
But you look at how there are times guys take breaks on defense because they don't want it to mess up their offense. Mm-hmm. OG, the sustained focus, fitness, compete level, whatever you want to call it, what he's doing is really hard to do. He had a great game on both ends. That guy's playing harder than anyone on the floor. Mm-hmm. That's impressive.
Do you think that he can take that next step this season, and especially
taking the next step?
Yeah.
I mean, this is what we've been waiting for, right? And okay, we know what he can do defensively. We've all seen that, right? I think everybody's comfortable with that. It's the ups and downs, the dips, the kind of disappearing offensively that you always go, come on, stay with it, right? Yeah. And now we're seeing that consistent night in and night out effort at the offensive end. And that changes the whole game for him.
It does. I think it has a lot to do with what Jack was talking about. He's in shape.
Yeah.
He's healthy too. There was all this speculation in the offseason about OG and his role and all of this stuff. But when he's healthy, if he's going to give you 70 games this year, 72 games this year, and play the way he did tonight, that you're going to be in good shape.
Yeah.
You're going to be in really good shape.
Yeah. We got a question from the live audience that are watching on YouTube.
I would hope they're live.
Weekend at Bernie's.
That always helps.
Weekend of
Yeah,
Jacks.
the breathing is a good sign. Sean Savage, what does Koloko need to work on to improve?
Guys, I just think it's going to take time. He runs, he can block shot, he catches everything.
Yeah.
So he's got good hands. He's just not strong enough yet. But that'll come. I mean, obviously the biggest problem is the foul trouble he gets in. But again, I think it's just a matter of time. I mean, we saw Chris Bosh when he was a young player. You guys saw Marcus Camby. You know, he's a frail guy. He's just got to fill out, but he'll be fine. He's a good player.
There's a lot to like about him, right?
To me, it's akin to a young driver, right?
Been a while for these guys.
You get your
I
license.
failed my road test twice, by the way.
So did I.
Okay.
So did I. New York.
I've seen you drive too.
You have. In Vancouver, that's right.
That's
Really?
right.
It's a crap.
Scary. I'm aggressive.
I was terrified.
That's why I failed my first one. I learned to drive a summer in New York, came home, guy failed me in Toronto. His words were, "Mr. Jones, you drive too aggressive." I'm, dude, I learned to drive in Queens. What do you mean? But to that point, Koloko's figuring it out, right? He's good. I got to change lanes. I better look, see if it's clear. We haven't hit the snow and ice yet.
Yeah.
Right? And he's got a lot more ahead of him, but just master this stuff. And then I think the reputation calls too.
Yeah.
He's blocking shots and referees are like, no, that's a foul. And you go back and you look and you go, he blocked one tonight where, I don't know if it was Jalen Green, somebody came careening into him. He went straight up, blocked the shot, there was contact, and they gave him the foul.
Can I make a comment on that? I got an issue with that.
Okay.
A call's a call. Whether a guy's a rookie or not shouldn't influence your call.
Shouldn't.
But there are calls that are clearly rookie calls. And what are you teaching the guy? A lesson? What's the point? A call's a call. And this guy's, I've seen a lot of calls that are just nothing more than rookie calls.
Yeah.
And I don't get it.
I think it's, as Nick said too, as they figure out the referees, because you got to train them too, as they figure out this kid's a shot blocker and he's going to get his fair of shots, he's going to catch a few here and there, the reputation might, you know what I mean? Back in the day, pitches on the corner and Wade Boggs looks at it and he doesn't swing. The umpire wasn't sure. He goes, well, that's Wade Boggs. He took it. It must be a ball, right? And the same kind of thing. And some of you guys need to Google that. Wade Boggs. It's way before.
Great hitter.
Yeah.
But
third baseman.
My
Do
point
you really
is,
want me to Google Wade Boggs?
his reputation, Randall, will grow as a shot blocker, and maybe he'll get the benefit of those kinds of calls.
Yeah. Yeah. Was there an impressive performance that was?
So that live question we're done with now?
We're done with it. Rip it up. Good question, though.
It was a great question.
Yeah. Keep them coming.
Keep them coming. All you live people out there.
I can't believe you failed your driving test, though.
Twice.
That's hilarious.
No doubt. My oldest son failed his first one. He was in tears. I'm like, hey, don't worry about it. Your father failed twice. Don't worry. You're all going to do better.
Hey, I got one. Hey, okay. So my youngest, right, he's got to take his test. I said, do it in Florida. Do it in Florida. It's easy in Florida. It's a lot easier than New York or Ontario, right? Comes to Florida, and I gotta be honest, my son Sammy's a crappy driver, right? Anyway, he's knocking down cones and stuff like that. I'm practicing with him. So he takes the test. He fails. He comes walking in, he's moping, and this lady looks at him, she goes, come back tomorrow. Who says that? Who says come back tomorrow? He comes back the next day, he gets his license. I go
welcome to Florida.
Welcome to Florida.
Yeah.
Seriously?
Got to make a
Come
little
back
extra money,
tomorrow.
right? Probably costs a little extra money. Was there an under-the-radar performance for you that stuck out?
Well, I said it before. I thought Thad Young and Otto Porter, but Thad Young in particular, I don't think he scored tonight. And I just thought, but the presence he had on the game, rebounding, they ran a lot of actions through him. They hit him on the high post. He finds that next guy. You can run handoff actions, you can run screen and roll stuff with him. I think he's starting to play now getting himself in a game shape, the fact that he's playing. I love having guys like him and Otto Porter on the floor. Anytime you can have veteran players, they're not going to beat you. They're only going to help you win.
I thought it was interesting that at the end of the game, when Nick went to 4 starters, the 5th guy on the floor was Thad Young, right? To Jack's point, the veteran out there understanding what he did. And I love what Otto Porter did tonight. Knocked down a couple shots, scored on the inside a little, used his length defensively. And we had him on the radio, on the postgame interview on the radio. He looks pretty good for a guy who's not sleeping, considering he got a newborn at home, right? And he just talked about that. He was out from maybe the 3rd or 4th day of training camp, and then missed the entire preseason. Now you got a newborn at home. Your sleep pattern is off, and he said, I'm just trying to get my legs back and get back in my groove. We're already 10, 11 games into the season.
Can I make a point just for everyone in the audience?
Yeah.
Randy doesn't know what that means to have a newborn, so he is available out there, folks. So if anyone's,
Most eligible bachelor on TV, right?
Not only in Toronto, the most eligible bachelor in Canada.
In Canada, okay, just in Canada. All right. What about in Dallas? When I was just in Dallas, no?
We get a cut. If you go on The Bachelor, the show, we all get a cut.
All right.
Leo's not commenting, but Jack over there is not commenting.
Enough about that.
I'm going to stay out of that, Jack.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm trying to help him.
Because, there's competition out there.
Who would that be?
I'm just saying, there's competition out there.
What did you think of Shenjun? What did you think of Shenjun, Alperen Shenjun?
Oh, he's a good player.
Yeah.
That kid can play. You know what? He's fundamentally sound. Footwork is fantastic.
Footwork's amazing.
And that's part of the problem with Coco and the fouls, right? He lifts them.
Yeah.
Right? And you got to remember, international bigs, these guys start playing pro when they're 15 years old, right? Right? They're 15 years old. They're learning how to play. They're playing against shot blockers that come from the States.
Yeah.
All these are big athletic guys. So they're learning from the time they're 15, lift, get them up. But the footwork, right? You could see that. That was clearly evident in the game today.
He's very crafty.
Yeah.
Very crafty for a guy who is a, quote, young player in this league. But to Leo's point, he's been playing pro probably since, or against pros for a long time. He's very crafty.
Yeah.
Yep.
So before the game, Nick Nurse talked in his press conference that he had a one-on-one meeting with Precious Achiuwa, Jack, and he showed him a few defensive plays where he wasn't giving the kind of effort that Nurse is looking for. And he said, you make these kind of plays, these are the, this is what's going to get your minutes in, the 25 to 30 range. What are you seeing from Precious?
I think a guy that's pressing a little bit and anxious, and you know what too, you add that, you have Thad Young, you have Chris Boucher, you got Otto Porter. He's looking around saying, man, there's a lot of internal competition, and all those guys are second unit guys.
Yep.
So now you start looking around, you're going, where do I fit in? Where are my minutes? I think he's pressing a little bit. He's trying a little too hard. What's the old hockey line? You're gripping the stick too tight.
But you heard what Nick said though. He was penciling him in for like 17 to 20 something minutes, right? So, what's the message? Play hard, man. Just play hard.
Yeah.
Be you. Like what he showed us in the second half of the season was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Build on that, right?
I wonder if, I'm just throwing this out there, he's a good player. He's a proud guy. He silenced some doubters in the second half of the season. Now, he's coming back. He wants to start from that point again, not realizing that you got to kind of go back down the mountain and do the stuff that you were doing, be true to yourself, and then show what your improvement was in the offseason.
Yeah.
You don't come in to start from that point and say, okay, from here, I'm going to show you what I did. And I think, to Jack's point about pressing, I wouldn't say he's lost his identity, but he's trying a bit too hard.
You want it to be linear, and it's just not.
Right, but
getting better is not linear.
There's one catch in this whole scenario. What was his old team?
Miami.
What did he do against Miami?
Played great.
Why?
Motivated.
Wanted to kick their ass because that's his old team.
Yeah.
So all he did was play hard. And what does Nick Nurse want to do?
Play hard.
Yeah.
right? So we talk about all this other stuff, but when he just said, I'm playing hard because I want to kick your ass.
I'm waiting for the Chris Boucher syndrome. Remember last year, at the start of last year, Chris had come off the year in Tampa where he was scoring and doing all that, and he even told us he thought that was his bread and butter. Then he realized like the shots aren't going down, his playing time's dwindling. He said, hold on a second, how did I get the playing time before? I played hard. I supplied energy. I went to the glass. I was blocking challenging shots. Let me go back to doing that.
Yeah.
And the other stuff may come around, and it did.
And you saw what happened to Chua tonight. He got hurt. So who knows what his status is going forward. So he might have an opportunity to watch a little bit. And we saw that a year ago with Boucher when he had to watch a little. You take a deep breath and you have to look in the mirror a little bit and you have to adjust who you are as a player and what you're all about. And suddenly when he came back, it started to happen. The things clicked. And I feel very confident things will click.
Oh, for sure. He's too talented, too athletic. Yeah.
Totally.
Look at the Raptors' record last year. They were like after 20, 25 games, they were like
22 games. Yeah.
they were like 3 games under 500 or something like that. So I mean, I think they're starting from a better spot this year, but this team hasn't hit its stride yet. We've seen flashes,
not even close.
but they haven't hit their stride.
So what do you want, Leo, to see during this next stretch here for the Raptors to clean up? What do you want to see them clean up?
Play to your identity, right? And what's that? You've got a lot of same size athletic guys who can go wreak havoc. So regardless of how you shoot the three, whether you make shots or not, this team is supposed to make everybody
just go
completely uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right? You're supposed to win the hustle points. You're supposed to win all the intangibles, and you're supposed to just drive people crazy with your defense. You just give me that. Everything else is going to fall into place.
Yeah.
Well,
Right?
and to Leo's point, without Pascal Siakam, you got to play that way that much more because you're one of the best players in the league isn't playing right now. That's quite a deficit to make up for. And he gets you Pascal has gotten so good as a playmaker. Now it's harder to get good shots because he gets you a lot of those.
Yeah.
He's
Great
out
shot.
of the lineup.
Yep.
Anything else you guys want to add before I get into Indigenous Heritage Night?
Well, I just want to let people know again that he's a very eligible bachelor.
I might not be. You never know. You never know.
Second most eligible.
Second most. Okay, so it was Indigenous Heritage Night tonight, and we have Nick's going to bring up a shirt. Nick, I will say you look super sharp today.
Nick always looks great.
I know.
He's got the chain going. I never wore a chain when I was an intern. I mean, he's a hot shot.
Hey, you are styling tonight.
You are.
I'll tell you right now. You're looking good.
So this is the shirt.
It's a great T-shirt.
Nick, you want to hold it up here while I read what it's all about?
Oh, you can't read and hold at the
I want to
same
make
time?
sure I get this right.
Okay.
So the artwork here, which is beautiful, designed by Joshua Megashig Hawi Steckley, an Ojibwe illustrator from Barrie, which is where I'm from, if you guys didn't know. His work aims to rejuvenate the Ojibwe culture using a modern woodland art style. It looks amazing. Yeah, it's really cool.
Great T-shirt.
Love it.
15% of the gross sales of the T-shirt will be donated to the Toronto Council Fire Native Cultural Centre, an autonomous, vibrant cultural agency led by and serving Toronto's Indigenous community with a deep commitment to their holistic well-being. So, this is the shirt. Go get the shirt, wear the shirt, rock the shirt. That is beautiful. I love
Awesome
the
shirt.
colors.
Great.
I love
Sure
the colors.
is.
Yeah.
Shout out to my guy too, Michael Linklater.
Yeah.
In town from Saskatoon, from the Cree band, the Cree tribe.
Yep.
And giving some
Thanks, buddy.
doing some consulting work with our Raptors on Indigenous Heritage Night. Michael's a CIS U Sports champion.
Hey, I remember doing
Saskatoon.
when they won their first championship.
Yeah.
And he was playing. I go, this guy.
This kid can play.
And he was a tough player.
Yeah.
I loved him.
It was great to see him, and it's the beauty of sports, right? Bring people together. That's what it's about. So it's terrific.
Just like this. Bring it in, Jonesy.
It's all together.
Leo, you need a napkin? I don't need
A
your...
wonderful night here at
good
the
there?
arena.
Yeah.
And, 12 down, 70 to go.
That's
Here
right.
we go.
And I want to thank Real Sports for the great spread. We got the
amazing.
new
the onion rings are amazing.
Onion rings.
There
we
were
had
three.
first time.
Pepperoni
And
pizza,
I've had
naked
two,
wings,
so-
nachos.
Nachos.
What do we got there?
Jamaican
Buttermilk
patties.
Jamaican patties, buttermilk
And-
chicken.
and-
But you know what I love the most, Jacko?
The coffee.
Coffee's
Coffee is
good.
amazing.
Coffee's
good.
Coffee is
All right.
absolutely remarkable.
Got to stop you there. Next game for the Raptors. They are back on the road Friday night in Oklahoma City. Tip-off goes at 8 p.m. Eastern.
Randy,
Don't
what's your
forget-
Twitter handle, by the way?
Look at that.
at
Look that.
Urban Randy.
Jacko, doesn't that feel good? Look at this.
This is getting a little bit.
Very,
Oh,
gonna help his game.
no, wait. We got one more question before I close the show. Come on. Tyler's coming in.
Oh, we have another question.
Yeah. Do we have a microphone? Yeah. Bring it in.
Wow.
Tyler works at Real Sports.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
I love that
It's a
shirt.
great shirt, by the way.
Can I get one of them?
Tell everybody,
I don't think it'll fit.
Tell everybody what you do, first of all.
I work here at the venue. I'm supervisor of venue and technology, so I just kind of help produce and make sure you guys have everything you need.
Yeah.
Nice.
One of the big reasons. And you have a question.
I do. So first and foremost, thank you guys for this. This is an absolute honor as a sports fan. But Jack, this is kind of geared towards you, sir. Part of Canadian broadcast history. Two-part question. First of all, where did the phrase "get that garbage out of here" come from? Follow up, do you remember who the first victim of it was? Who you said it to first?
I don't remember the
question.
first victim. I probably was the first victim on the schoolyards of Brooklyn because I sucked as a player. And they used to say really bad words that I can't repeat. Like, get that blank and blank out of here. Leo, Jonesy, I think you know what they say
I've
on
heard
the
a few times.
schoolyard.
I've
says it on air
converted
sometimes.
mine to don't bring that low lunchtime YMCA stuff in here. But yeah, that's a loose translation.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
That was a mouthful.
Hard to get that one
so
out.
it comes from getting yourself pretty much embarrassed by
butt
people
kicked.
saying. At my first call with a Raptor game, I don't remember. I just remember our director, Troy Clara, who's now at the Toronto Blue Jays, saying, "Hey, I like that. That's pure gold. Use it." So I'm like, okay. So that's Troy Clara encouraged
Amazing.
me to do it.
Don't we have another question?
Oh yes, we did. Sorry. From the team here, when is your Christmas production?
Your Christmas concert. When's
Christmas
your
concert. Sorry.
December 6th at the Danforth Music Hall.
Yeah.
So get your tickets. And Leo, we worked before. Leo's working on his singing skills.
Oh,
You're
wow.
going to be there?
You know, I don't like to promote myself.
Second most eligible bachelor.
And he can sing.
No, you're the second most. And this is a good effort, though. I like that.
All right,
you know?
thank you.
And by the way, I don't know if you know this, Jonesy is the all-time greatest Earth, Wind, and Fire.
I saw them live in Syracuse. Oh, great concert.
Jonesy-
I saw them live, and the concert was so good I had to stay at Jack's house.
Stayed at my house. Jonesy was dancing up a storm.
Oh, yeah.
This
I'd like
man's
to see
got
that.
moves.
Okay, I'd like a
Hey,
two-step.
one day I'm driving to Syracuse. I stop at the Ontario Street St. Catherine's place for gas. That was my regular stop. This guy comes up to me and goes, "Do you want 2 tickets?" I go, "For what?" "Concert at Buffalo Memorial Auditorium." I go, "Who?" "Luther Vandross, Lionel Richie."
Wow.
And like 15 seats from the thing, I go like, "Is this a joke?" He goes, "I can't use them, take them."
Wow.
Gave them to me. Wow. So I'm sitting there and all of a sudden I'm like 20 rows away from Luther Vandross and Lionel Richie. On my way to Syracuse.
Wow.
It was that crazy in college.
How about that?
Crazy.
That's what happens when you're the most eligible bachelor.
These things just happen for you. Things you just
The guy kept calling me
accumulate
Jack
things.
though.
All right, this got off the rails. We're going to stop it there. Again, Friday night is the next Raptors game on the road in Oklahoma City. Tip-off goes at 8 p.m. Eastern. Reminder to catch the game on YouTube and NBA TV Canada after
good.
the
You look
show.
good. I like the
That looks
beard,
good.
Randy.
Thank you for watching, and we'll
night.
see you next time. Thanks, Ty.
Stud muffin.